Hi friends, a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Oliveboard. So yes, the RBI examination season is on now and we all are looking forward to the next examination. So guys, here the one thing is very important that we have a lot to learn from those aspirants who have cleared this examination because A, we get to learn a lot from their journey. B, we do understand how it feels exactly after the hard work that one has put in. So today we have one special person with us. His name is Mr. Vindhyachal Singh, and he has cleared RBI Grade B 2019 examination. He is already working as a RBI Grade B manager, and he has a lot to share with us right now. First thing, we are very glad that he took his time out to share his experiences to all those aspirants who are waiting to get their dreams fulfilled. So, a very quick introduction before we get him on board. The first thing is he is a graduate in mathematics, BSc Honors Mathematics, and this is the second attempt for RBI Grade B 2019 examination. In the first attempt, in fact, he was not able to get through prelims, so it has been a tremendous journey for him, and we will just see what made him get through the second time. And the next thing, guys, is that he has been working as an inspector in the Ministry of Home Affairs. So this is his second government job. So we'll get to know about that as well. He's a 2017 graduate. So without ado, I would want you guys to meet our special guest today, Mr. Vindhyachal Singh. So let him in and I'll just, you can get to ask whatever you want to. So I'll be your voice. I will be asking the questions that you guys need to know from him, right? So Vindhyachal, a very warm welcome from the entire team of Oliveboard, first of all. So Vindhyachal, thank you so much for taking time out and being a part of this session here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me.
How are you feeling, Vindhyachal, first of all?
I'm feeling fine, feeling satisfied. Finally, at a place where I can enjoy rest of my life. I need not switch over, and this is an organization which is very satisfying, and I can enjoy the rest of my life. Very knowledge organization, knowledge-based organization.
So Vidyanchal, first of all, when I was having a conversation with you, I realized that one or two things that you specifically mentioned is how you pulled through. First time you were not even able to clear the prelims when you gave the first attempt, and now you have cleared all the three stages, and you're there as an RBI Grade B officer. Tell me about this journey, Vidyanchal. That's something which everybody wants to know.
Well, after graduating in 2017, I started preparing for CGL examination, but that got stuck in Supreme Court case. So I switched over to banking, and the first firm I applied for was Reserve Bank of India. So without any banking background, I applied for it, and naturally I could not clear even the prelims. Afterwards, I applied for many prelims, IBPS PO, SBI PO. I appeared in interview, got selected as PO in Bank of India, and thereafter, this time before appearing in Reserve Bank of India, I had a lot of experience behind me. I was almost a veteran in banking examination. So that helped me. I knew by and large I was sure that prelims I would qualify. Management I had never ever studied, so I was little dicey about that. An interview is not my forte, although my fluency and confidence and all is good, but my body language and all is not very good. So that was not my forte, but by and large I pulled it through. So I am satisfied and I am thankful to life for whatever it provided.
So I think the one thing which is very evident is your honesty, admitting where you are, wrong or where you want to improve, and still moving forward with the same confidence. That takes a lot. So Vidyanchal, just one point that you mentioned is you were a little uncomfortable with the interview, right? So how did you cover that up? Because there are so many aspirants who are actually frightened.
No, there is nothing to be frightened about. The panel is very learned, very seasoned, and the chairman was an IS officer, Home Secretary of Maharashtra, Amitabh Ranjan sir. Another member was Executive Director of Reserve Bank of India. So the people in panel are very learned, very seasoned. They are intellectuals in their domain, their arena. So they can gauge you through and through. They can filter you, they can screen you through and through. So you need not worry. If you have knowledge, there are any number of questions in minds of candidate about their dressing and language and all, but knowledge matters the most. If you are strong in your field, if you are standing in a good state in your field, then all these things need not worry you. All these are paraphernalia. These are ancillary aspects, supportive aspects. If you have good fluency, good confidence, and you have knowledge of economics and finance, then RBI Grade B interview would not bother you. In IBPS PO interview, I did fairly well. My score was, I think, 77 or something in PO interview. But there, the questions were pertaining to biodata. And you need not worry much about economics and finance. But in grade interview, it was hardcore economics and finance. So unless you are having commercial background or business administration background, you would find it fairly difficult to, work around your points. So that is that. But see, the exam is right now the syllabus has changed. So I should provide my interview with the disclaimer that syllabus was totally different when I appeared. So my experience might not be very pertinent for this year, but still 50% is, I think, MCQ, 50% is subjective. The weightage of interview has increased. So those things are there. To whatever extent I can provide my experience, I would honestly like to provide my experience. And interview is a gradual thing, later thing. First of all, you have to worry about prelims, which is the most difficult part, in my opinion, because students from UPSC background, banking background, SSA background, anybody appears in RBI grade B prelims. So the cutoff of prelims suits up like anything. The prelims of RBI grade B and banking PO prelims, SBI PO prelims, they are not very different in terms of degree of difficulty. I would say that IBPS PO prelims, RBI grade B prelims are by and large of the same degree of difficulty. But the number of aspirants appearing in RBI grade B is much more, and people from UPSC background, banking background, SSC background are appearing with this. Even some of my friends who had qualified for income tax inspector, excise inspector, they also appeared in RBI grade B prelims. So the cutoff, for comparison, in 200 marks, the cutoff was 122. But in IBPS PO, when I appeared in 225, the cutoff was 63 or something. So there's a perspective for the students. So the prelims is very difficult, and mains is not really difficult. At least it was not difficult in the year in which I appeared, because there are three sections: economic and social issues, finance, and management. So the finance and economic and social issues are repetition of prelims. You have memorized the GK very well. You are reading newspaper, Economic Times, Business Today, Financial News. You can eliminate options and work your way around. And 100 number of English is there. So unless you are having good typing speed in English, you will find it difficult. Because I had prepared for CGL, and computer proficiency test is there in CGL. So my typing speed is very good. So I could type the essay and thesis and all fairly well in English. So I think I scored 70 or something, around 70 out of 100 in English. So that is that. One thing I would like to mention is people unnecessarily try to do PhD in management or finance, which is not needed. You need to capitalize on your strength. I was good in English, so I remember any number of keywords and all, and I wrote essay on value of vote in democracy. And I have been following political news, and also I could provide relevant an example of voter turnout in India, quotes of Abraham Lincoln and George Fernandez. Yes, George Fernandez on democracy. So that is that. You need to capitalize on your strength. If I am not good in finance, I need not do Wikipedia day and night on finance. That would not, the cost benefit analysis of investing time and energy in finance would not be very fruitful. But the same applied to economic and social issues and English would be really fruitful. So that is that. You have to capitalize on your strength. You need not worry too much about your weakness. And capitalizing on your strong point, this is the right philosophy, I would say. And what I see is there is too much hype in society, you see. People say grade B exam is very difficult, and it's not like that. It's not very. I would not say that the degree of difficulty in RBI grade B is very different from that of IBPSP or SBIPO. Yes, the syllabus is different. There is management here, finance here, but degree of difficulty is not much. And taking into factor the extent of competition in other exams, SSC and all, so people should take it as just another exam. It's not end of world. Obviously, in terms of job quality and work-life balance and holidays and all, RBI Grade B is the best employer. There is no doubt about that. You would find it very satisfying, and you would be more than happy to spend rest of your life in this organization, working for this organization. And there are any number of opportunities in this organization, but it's doable. It's not very difficult. It's not a gimmick. It's not a haphazard organization, well-designed examination process. And if you have right guidance and you know what to read, what not to read, you can pull it through within 6 to 8 months for sure.
I think Vidyanchal, a couple of very good points here, and I would just like to pinpoint those points which any aspirant should make a note of. The first thing is very clear that when you gave this examination in 2019, the pattern was different. We did not have the inclusion of descriptive answers for ESI and FM. This time we do have, but one other major change that you mentioned is the increase of interview weightage. The weightage has increased for the interview, right? So that is a very good part that you have been mentioning points about your interview. We'll just come back to that and take more points from you, because now interview needs to be taken very, very seriously when compared to the previous years. The other thing that you mentioned is the variety of people, the backgrounds that they come from in this particular examination, be it UPSC, be it maybe SSC, be it banking exams, be it anybody who hasn't given any other exam. So that's something which is a very valid point. So you being one of them, like you have given multiple exams and you have given RBI. So can you just explain to the students who are a little hesitant in taking this move? They have been giving IBPS PO, they have been giving SBI, but they're really scared to move towards RBI. So can you give them a little bit of an advice towards this transition or risk or opportunity, I would say?
Even myself, I was not very keen and sure that I will be selected for Reserve Bank of India. I gave prelims because I happened to be, near the examination center at the time of examination. So I just appeared in prelims. And prelims, I was sure that I would clear. But the thing is, as far as an outsider, I would say that somebody who has never ever read management, somebody who has never ever read, finance, because I'm a mathematics graduate, they think it's a presumption there in mind, although not a positive presumption, that they cannot compete with the students who are coming from commercial background or from business administration. Even people from IIM Indore and all have joined Reserve Bank of India with in my batch. Even from IIM Kolkata, one student had appeared in interview on the day in which I appeared. So the presumption is that we cannot compete in management and finance with somebody who has done their graduation in those streams. But that is not very true presumption, because the level of questions are which are asked as a beginner scale. They are not asking hardcore management and hardcore finance. If you have read, few books on banking awareness, few books on management, you are good to appear in the examination. They are just checking your understanding of the basic concepts of what is leadership, what is motivation, and all. They are not asking, nitty gritty of that. So you need not worry. If you are good enough to clear IBPS PO prelims means, you are dead sure going to clear RBI grade B, provided you have good typing speed and 100 marks in English, relatively more weightage in English in RBI grade B. One more thing I would like to mention is syllabus has changed this year. I think economics history of India is also in the syllabus, which was not last year. So syllabus has changed, weightage of interview has increased, subjective questions have increased. So as an outsider, it seems to me that UPSC candidates are going to have an advantage this year. And but one more thing is that the RBI encourages fresher candidates. So if you plot a graph in Excel or do some normal distribution like that, you would find that candidates having no job experience, no background, got more marks in interview. So RBI encourages fresher candidates, and especially candidates without banking background. That is also true. And the fact that because of which, I think the mains is on 1st April, primarily to discourage, because they would not get leave because the financial starts from 1st April like that. This is all my conjecture and not conjecture. Generally, it is presumed that people without any work experience get better marks in interview. And the prelims is very much like any bank peer prelims. The sources are different. Socioeconomic caste survey is a very good survey which every student should refer to. I had purchased test series of Oliveboard. I had purchased test series of few other coachings also. And I distinctly remember that there were some specific questions which appeared in mock tests of Oliveboard also. One question was, what percentage of rural household had access to clean water? This question was in mains of RBI grade B, and this was also in Oliveboard mock test. Like that, there were some questions. So the test series is essential. You cannot do away with that. My interview was in Delhi, and interview happens at 4 places: Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai. Any candidate appearing in grade B would be aware of that. My interview lasted for 17 minutes and few seconds. So that is that. My interview was not very good, but the panel was very good. And my interview was not very good because I at that time I was not very sound with financial concepts. Later on, I studied more books on banking awareness and all. And right now, if I have to appear in that interview again, I would do better. But at that time, I was not very sound with financial concepts, the economic concepts, and I could not make the most of that opportunity provided me. But interview weightage has increased, and some book on banking awareness or somebody who has appeared in JIB, CIB would be more comfortable. CIB with central bank as an optional would be very comfortable. And there are any number of books. You just type on Amazon books on central banking and download. There is a book on RBI website. I think it's of 300 pages or something about RBI. And the question that book is essential, even in prelims, even in mains, and mostly in interview. If you are aware about the departments in RBI, I think there are 30 or odd departments in RBI. Their functioning, why central bank is necessary, and the history of central bank, little bit about governors, deputy governor, and all. So you would be comfortable. So because I was not appearing in mock test, and I had some constraints in my life. I could not appear in mock test. I am not based in Delhi or Kolkata or Hyderabad where mock tests are available. So because of which I could not appear. So I directly appeared in interview which did not play well in my favor. So so these are the things which students appearing this year should take into consideration.
I think that's phenomenally put that, one point that you brought out, and in fact, it has been a very regular query among the students that we have gap in our studies, we are not employed, we do not have any experience. How are they going to, select us in the interview? So I think you made it very clear that RBI encourages people from different backgrounds, from different work cultures, even if they're freshers, they are preferred. So I think that's something which would encourage students to get up and, go and give a shot at this particular examination. So thank you for that, Vindhyachal. That is a really good info. The second thing is about the book that you mentioned. Obviously, getting to know about RBI would give them a sense of confidence, and they would also, it will help them to move towards that as well. Apart from this, you have mentioned very clearly about your interview experience, and you have given us an insight about, the journey, the plus points and negative points. Apart from that, would you like to specifically throw light upon the current affairs chunk that is asked in the paper, because it has a very good weightage?
I have a strategy. I have written on a piece of paper all the things that I did and did not do. So I would just like to read that question. So one thing is many questions were directly from the headlines of Economic Times newspaper and the Hindu business page, like goal scheme in which FP was training tribal girls for leadership. That question was asked. Many questions were from government schemes. Many questions were from index and indicator like Human Development Index, Global Competitiveness Index, and there are good books on Indian economy for UPSC. Those can be referred for fundamental concepts, and test series is a must. And there is a Urjit Patel committee report on the website of RBI. That is a wonderful report for understanding inflation and monetary policy and all. So that report should be mentioned. And there are some very good channels in YouTube and videos in YouTube for understanding economic concepts, swaps and all. Some of the content is by foreign players, foreign YouTubers. Some of the content is by some few coaching material, coaching websites. So that's fine. You can refer to that. So socio-economic caste survey is something I mentioned, and more than one question was there. I had also purchased this 499, on the website of Oliveboard. There is a course in 4,999 in which you provide notes of management and all. So that was very good for revision. Although it was not very good for first-hand study, but once you have studied economics and management, for revision, that thing is very good because it's kind of notes. It's very crisp. You can refer to it 1 or 2 days before exam. And and interview, there is in my case we had a telegram group for interview candidates, so that was very beneficial for me. And I think this year the group is banned or something for copyright violation, I am not sure, but the group is no more there. And but the selected candidates can form a group like that among themselves, and that would be very helpful.
Okay. I think very valid points, Vidyanchal. I've seen this quality of yours wherein you have all the important points just noted down with you. You have reduced most of my work here. And thank you so much for that, because whatever I wanted to ask you, it was always ready with you, the answers. So I think this has been one of the easiest interview for me. I can just listen to you and make sure you're giving me the answer. So thank you for that. So Vidyanchal, I think in a nutshell, you have given those important points that the students are looking for, whether it is in terms of what they can refer, how they can move forward. Now, I would just like to ask you at the end. Is there anything else you would want to tell the students? It might not be specifically related to the syllabus or the questions, anything that comes to your mind.
Well, one thing is stay away from negative opinions, negative people. You see, I have appeared in any number of exams. I have appeared in, ESIC, UDC, SSC, CHSL, SSC, MTS, SSC, CGL. And I have appeared, I would say, more than dozens of document verification. And I have been selected in merit list of 4 or 5 examinations. And right from when I started preparation, any number of people used to tell me that there is corruption, there is this, there is that, you cannot go through and all. But I have seen that you just do not listen to everybody and anybody. Do not listen at all. Be positive, be optimistic. No exam is a rocket science. There is a cutoff, there is a syllabus, there is a time duration. If you put sufficient time and energy, you are good to get through. So stay away from negative people. Be dead sure, be confident, be optimistic without any thread of hesitation within yourself that you can qualify for it and you will qualify for it. And if you do not qualify for it, it's not the end of world. There are other avenues you can try there. And it's just an exam. There is a syllabus, very crunch syllabus, not very wide, anything under the sun like UPSC. People say that anything can be. It's not like that. It's a very well defined, precise syllabus, and questions are pertaining to that syllabus. You do the mock test, you make notes of that mock test, you revise the mock test. If you are, not in a rural location as I was, then you should appear in mock interviews also, and you are good to get through. If you have some experience of banking examinations, bank IBPS interview, SBI PO interview, which I had, then you are even more confident. At least for the written part, you are really confident. And Reserve Bank is a very good organization, monetary wise also, holiday also, location also, intellectual work also. And most people in Reserve Bank are very sophisticated, very polite, very learned people. You would find many PhDs and all in the organization. And many avenues for learning economics and finance. There are courses happening throughout the year in Reserve Bank. The bank will provide you many opportunity to build yourself, build your skill, hone your skill. So you would find Reserve Bank more than satisfying. It's a premium organization, very professional organization. So you would not regret after joining Reserve Bank of India. It's one of the best organization of India. And I would say that it's an alternative to UPSC. Apart from UPSC, I do not find any competition at entry level job. At entry level, you would not find a better organization than Reserve Bank of India. And so that's my opinion. Be positive, be optimistic, and you can clear it for sure. No thread of doubt.
I think that's again well put. So one thing is very, very clear, friends, that a very good thing that Vidyanchal has actually pointed out to us, that negativity. That's one thing we all of us should stay away from, be it any sphere of life. It's not just examination. Overall, also have a very positive attitude towards your life. And like him, you also can be selected. You can be one of the ones working as an RBI Grade B officer. The other very important point is just this one of your avenues. So keep trying. Okay, do not get dejected. Life is full of opportunities. One opportunity is offered by Reserve Bank of India. There are multiple other opportunities as well. So wherever you fit in, work towards that, and you will definitely be there and be happy. Right. So thank you so much, first of all, for taking time out and being a part of this particular interview with us. And God bless you, and you reach heights, and may you just remain happy and be inspired, an inspiration to the other students out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.